Welcome to Thrifty Garage. My name is Carson, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I wired my Fill-Rite fuel transfer pump in my in-bed tank. I did a separate video on this Fill-Rite pump install, so if you haven't seen that, be sure and check that out. To access the wiring, remove these 4 bolts to remove this cover plate. On the back there is a plastic plug. Remove that plug. This is where the wires will go inside. I've seen these rubber grommets before on other electrical connections, but I've never used them. These are really nifty in how they provide a watertight seal. Since this is made of plastic, I was very cautious not to over tighten. Next, I inserted the wires to the back to the front. I stripped the wires and installed the wire nuts, obviously red to red, black to black. Remove any slack in the wiring harness and tighten the waterproof fitting and reinstall the front cover. After I installed the front cover, I installed the provided grounding wire. I crimped a new end on the grounding wire to bolt to my determined location. The grounding wire is supposed to be connected to a vehicle ground. I connected it to the still box, which is bolted to the bed. Next, I found the best route to the vehicle's battery. I decided to go between the bed and the cab down towards the frame rail. Next, I ran the wire along the top of the frame so it was out of the way of any potential damage as well as out of sight. I secured the wiring harness with zip ties every few feet. Next, I ran it up along the passenger side fender well to my battery location. I drilled holes in the plastic fender to provide a location to secure my zip ties. Once I tightened the zip ties, I cut off the remaining tails for a better look. For my application, I installed new top post battery terminal connectors. My vehicle uses a side post battery terminals, so I didn't have any interference with the factory connection. I again stripped the wires for connection to the battery. Be sure and give a good tug to the wires to ensure they are well connected. I installed the provided fuse near the battery connection. I used heat shrink tubing around my crimp connections. For some reason, this stuff never works for me. Perhaps I'm simply using the wrong stuff. Help me out and leave a comment down below if you have any tips on how to use heat shrink tubing. Overall, the wiring length ended up being perfect for my application with not much extra to spare. This truck is a full crew cab, but if my battery was on the other side, I would have had an issue. After the install, I filled up the tank. It took approximately 95 gallons and I spent $250. After the install, of course, I had to test it out. So I used it to fuel up this Bobcat skid steer. The hose length was perfect and the pump worked as intended. Well, thanks for watching this Thrifty Garage video. Obviously, this is how I installed it. This may not be per manufacturer specifications, so if you have any questions or concerns with how I installed it, definitely be sure and refer to the manual. That'll be a better indicator of the correct method for installing this. At the end of the day, this works great. I've used it all summer long. It's worked flawlessly, and I'm very happy and pleased with it. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you aren't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Thanks for watching Thrifty Garage.